morning. This meeting of the Fremont County Board of County Commissioners is called to order. Please rise and join us in the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Our invocation this morning is from Mike Wooldridge from Living Word Foursquare Church. Mike.
Thank you, and thank you for allowing us Ministry Alliance people to come pray with you before your meetings. That's pretty awesome. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time together. We thank you for your love. We thank you for who you are. We thank you for this moisture that we need at this time. Father, I just lift up this meeting to you. Good ideas are always great, but today we're asking for God ideas. I lift every person up to you this day. I thank you for everyone that is here and those who would have liked to have been here but could not this morning. I ask your blessing on each and every person, and not only those, but on those they love. And we pray this in Jesus' name, and together we say, Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Commissioner Grantham.
Here.
Commissioner Bell.
Present.
Commissioner McFall.
Present.
County Attorney Bellis.
Present.
County Administrator Croce.
Present.
Planning and Zoning Director Victoria.
Present.
Approval of the agenda.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we do have one change we need to make to today's agenda. Item number 1 under new business is recognition of some folks here in Fremont County who are unable to be with us this morning. So we are going to remove item number 1 from new business until the time that they can be here with us for in-person recognition, and renumber items 2 through 7. So with that, I move to approve today's agenda.
Second.
It has moved and seconded with the change,
Removal?
removal, change. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
All right.
Motion carries.
Next item on the agenda is our consent agenda, including our minutes from our August special meeting and regular meeting last week, or 2 weeks ago, the bills, and a scheduling of a public hearing on September 23rd at 9:30, which is a zoning change, 25-001.
That, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, we move on to our administrative and informational portion of our meeting. We begin with our staff and elected officials, and we'll ask Mr. Sean Sutton, our Budget and Finance Officer, to present our sales and use tax report. Sir.
Good morning, all. How are we?
Good morning.
Good.
So before I get started this morning, just wanted to kind of go over how these numbers are driven again. I like to do this every once in a while just to remind staff, people in the room, and then the millions obviously watching. So
Absolutely.
there is a split in
Millions.
the millions. Yes. So there's a split that we do when the revenue comes in for the sales, retail sales tax and auto use sales tax. 45% of that is given to general fund, 15% is provided to the sales and use tax fund, and then 40% of these revenues are given to the sheriff's department. So, and that's of total collected per month. So, with that said, get started here for the month of June. So this is, again, the retail sales tax report for general fund and the combination of sales and use tax. Totaled $908,412. This was $39,592 more than 2024. Year-to-date collections are at $4,576,216. Which is $46,512 less than 2024. However, we do remain ahead of budget by $376,216. So, and as you can see on the chart itself, and as we've talked about over the last several months, Since the month of February, we've seen a nice increase in these collections. We do kind of expect these to flatten out and start decreasing, after the month of August. So again, through budgeting and forecasting, these are kind of the numbers that we were expecting, at least budget-wise. The next report is our auto use sales tax collection from the month of July 2025, which totaled $102,319. This was $30,045 less than 2024. Year-to-date collections are $862,975. This is $1,371 more than 2024, and again ahead of budget by $119,225. So again, just to make people aware and remind them, we did have two large collections in September. You'll see on the report itself, we did not budget for these in those years, nor did we budget for it here in 2025. So while our numbers are projected to fall behind 2024, again, our budget should maintain moving forward in 2025. Next is the lodging report for the month of June 2025. This totaled $90,372. This was $9,439 less than 2024. However, year-to-date, we sit at $182,694, which is $28,447 more than 2024, and slightly ahead of budget by $12,694. So, as we've discussed in some of our meetings, not sure if this is going to continue. As we've kind of seen over the last 3 months, I have not heard from the state. Typically, this is a quarterly collection, but you'll notice we've actually received revenue each and every month. So once I have that update, obviously I'll present that to you all as well. Changes at the state. Finally is our sheriff retail sales tax collection report. Again, this is the 40% of the monthly collection. So for June 2025, totaled $605,608. This is $26,395 more than 2024. Year-to-date collections, we sit at $3,050,810. This is $31,008 less than 2024, however, ahead of budget by $75,810. The final report is the auto use sales tax collection for the sheriff for the month of July 2025, which totaled $68,213. This is $20,030 less than 2024. Year-to-date collections total $575,318, which is $914 more than 2024, and again ahead of budget by $88,235. So as we're getting through this year, obviously what we forecasted and budgeted about this time last year seems to be doing pretty well in relation to our budget. When we're talking about budgets, obviously what we're coming up against in 2026 has us all a little bit concerned, and maybe trying to be even a little bit more conservative than what we've done in the past. There's a lot of economic factors that we're taking into account, and between the county and the region and state being $1.2 billion to the negative, we're just going to be pretty conservative this year and make our way through 2026. With that, any questions or concerns?
Being conservative fiscally year over year makes it a whole lot easier when you get to that really bad year. So you don't have to be super conservative and cut everything, which is where the state legislature finds themselves in the last year or so, and they will again in this next budget cycle. So they currently are right now in their special session. We will talk about that later. The lodging tax will be interesting because if you've never paid attention to these sheets, your first time looking at these, the delta column there is all over the board. And it's usually fairly similar.
Yeah.
Usually pretty consistent. So I guess we'll see if they've changed their methods up there, and then this is what we could expect on into the future. So just let us know on that.
I do have a clarification, just in verbiage is all.
Yes.
I just would like to clarify for folks. So when you talk about the sheriff retail sales tax collection, you mentioned, I think, a couple of times that it's 40% of what the county brings in. I would just like to clarify for people, that is the full 1% that they had voted a few years ago to give
Yes.
the sheriff.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, and I just want to double check and make certain that people understand it really is the full 1%
Yes,
that
ma'am.
they had voted for sales tax to go to law enforcement. So that's included in there.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thanks, Sean.
Perfect, thank you.
Anything? No.
Okay,
Thanks, Sean.
thank you, Sean.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Next, we turn to our county clerk for his monthly report and the fiscal year 26 audit report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The total motor vehicle fees, sales taxes, and recording fees collected for July of this year were $1,461,649.74. Fremont County's portion for disbursement is $758,033.08. That's about 52% of the total fees, and it's $45,925.66 less than July of last year. Year-to-date, our office is up $205,318.28. Now, let's put that in a little bit of perspective, as I coordinate heavily with the financial office a bit for budgeting, right? Last 2 years, we've had some pretty big sales come through. And so when you have sales come through, the amount of money that we collect is always up, and that just happens to hit July, August, September timeframes. But the annual registrations do not account for those sales. So as they're being renewed this year and not being sold this year, you'll start seeing our numbers drop off from previous years, just because of those two major transactions last 2 years. So I just wanted to, when you guys budget, commissioners budget, we do coordinate heavily on projecting those budget numbers because motor vehicle brings in a hefty amount of money that we try to budget conservatively, knowing what economically is coming down the pipeline, just to ensure that we don't have to overly conserve and cut services based on happy sales transactions. So just thought I'd make sure that's clarified in there too, because it is not an easy task to project if we're gonna have a huge sale or not. So FYI.
Thanks for that, Justin.
Yeah, and just for everybody's edification, when we're looking at budgets, we don't budget revenues according to spikes in the revenue. We budget towards the trend lines, and hopefully even a little bit below the trend lines. And then if we have a really good year, great. If we have an average year, great. Even if we have a down year, we're safe. And so it goes for all of our departments, it goes for all of our elected officials, it goes for the commissioners. So, I have a motion,
I have a motion.
please.
Mr. Chair, I move to accept the county clerk's report for the month of July of 2025.
Second.
As moved and seconded, roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And the audit report.
So as clerk and recorder, I'm an agent of the state when it comes to DMV, and we do mainly title and reg, some disability placards and whatnot just for the vehicles. And so every year, the state has decided that they want to make sure that the inventory that they give us is the inventory that we have, and we're not taking from them and just handing out to people. So, heaven forbid you account for your stuff. That's the best part about this part of the government compared to the money that's lost, apparently. Sorry, that was a mistake. But when it comes to, over the year, we've seen emails of title paper being stolen from different states. We've seen inventory being stolen, plates being stolen. So that's why these inventory reports are very important. And in this case, you can get a score of 27 when it comes to your audit. And I'm happy to report that the Fremont County DMV has scored a 27, 100% flying colors. And just so you guys know, a lot of this, when I took office, about the second year I took office, I did mandatory inventory checks. And so this has been coming up from a long time and incrementally being much better than it used to be. I will point out that we were going to talk about this a little bit later with within an agenda item, but my staff couldn't be here today. But I will point out that our facility has once again demonstrated that exceptional results come from the culture and care, organization, and pride in the work being done. And this is a report directly from the state. On the day of the audit, the office was bustling with customers. I will account we had almost 400 transactions that day, so we were busy. Yet the staff moved with the same calm and efficiency seen in everyday area and review. Our new security guard is actually mentioned in this. He was attentive and welcoming. The storage space we have is orderly and purposeful. Inventory was both serialized and non-serialized, and was managed with precision and clarity. And just to point out, we have over 40,000 pieces of inventory in our office. So just throwing that out there. Title paper scored for the first time, which they've never kept track before, which is very important since it's being stolen from other states. Not only set a strong benchmark, but also proved the value of teams' established tracking and record-keeping methods. The motor vehicle system adjustments were handled with restraint and clear documentation. So that means anytime somebody forgot a sticker or somebody had to get a new sticker, we properly put the inventory in. And if somebody had to return that stuff, we properly put that back into the system as well. It is all there, and so there's nothing hidden. They said that reinforcing the county's dedication to transparency was amazing. Even the setting itself speaks for the office's character. The lobby was bright, accented with thriving plants and peaceful pond, which is down here in the atrium, creating a space where both customers and employees can feel at ease. Last audit, Fremont County earned a near perfect score this year. With the expanded score scaling, they improved upon that to achieve a flawless 27. This is not simply the result of procedures followed. It is the outcome of a team that values accuracy, services, and excellence in every detail. So I know we'll talk about it at another meeting, but a huge shout out to my DMV, huge shout out to Brian, our security, that when they came, they felt at ease and safe, and even though we were busy, we got the audit done with flying colors. So congratulations to the DMV.
Well done. I wish they were here so that we could honor them, but we will arrange that for another day and another time, and throw a party of sorts.
Of sorts.
Such as we can here in our meeting. So, thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
For that report. Do we need to do a motion to accept that? I don't think that's a typical thing for us.
It's an informational report.
Okay.
I would just add to that, congratulations to our clerk himself, because when you set high expectations, staff will meet those expectations. And we know leadership does come from the top. So I just would like to say thank you for all of your hard work on this as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we move on to our county administrator report from Mr. Tony Carochi. Sir.
Morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners.
Morning.
Congratulations, Justin. Hard to top that. We'll start with our job opportunities that we have posted in the county. In our facilities department, we have a custodial position that closes September the 4th. In the sheriff's office, we have a deputy patrol and a deputy patrol in training posting that closes September the 3rd. Had to stop and think for a second. Can't believe it's already September. Holy cow. In our Department of Human Services, we have a self-sufficiency case manager posting that closes September the 2nd. We have a caseworker 4 resource family specialist position or a posting that closes September the 3rd. And an economic security technician 3 in our adult intake eligibility unit that closes August 28th. So
2 more days.
for more information about employment opportunities with Fremont County, please visit our county website at fremontcountyco.gov or call our HR department at 719-276-7409. Just a reminder that our county assessor's office is still, has been moved over to Garden Park, and we anticipate a return date to the county administration building by the middle of October. Does that work for you, Justin? By the middle of October. And if you need to contact the assessor's office, you can email Stacy Seifert at stacy.seifert@fremontcountyco.gov, or you can go to the Fremont County website at fremontcountyco.gov and visit the assessor's website and click on the public records search. And again, we appreciate your patience and understanding during this temporary relocation. We are experiencing a lot of rain, as everyone is aware, and our DOT staff are dealing with a lot of flooding and rock slides and road issues around the county. We're fully aware of them. So please be patient as they work to correct and clean up the roadways. Our Fremont County Department of Transportation team is also finishing our chip sealing project of the roads and the parking areas at Pathfinder Park. However, they had to stop for a couple days due to the rain and to assist with all the roadways around the county. Just a reminder, if you are going to visit our Department of Human Services or the Sheriff's Department or the courthouse, that the project work, the construction work has moved north and is focused between Independence Drive and the city police department. As a reminder to everyone driving on Justice Center Road within the work zone, please note that the vehicular traffic should be heading southbound on Justice Center Road. Northbound traffic is not allowed within the work zone. And make sure you please allow yourself plenty of time to arrive at your appointments to minimize any issues that may arise to being late. And tomorrow, August the 27th, the elected officials are providing their annual employee picnic for our employees. This is a way for our elected officials to recognize their incredible hard work and dedication. Every day, staff members show up and give their best to serve the people of Fremont County, and they make a real difference. I am so appreciative of the opportunity the commissioners have given me to work alongside our elected officials and all our staff. I'm also thankful to be able to work in an environment where our elected officials celebrate our staff. The picnic will be held in the county building tomorrow from 11 till 1. So if you come in tomorrow to conduct business, please take a moment to thank the staff for their commitment to our community. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Okay, that was a lot. Thank you, sir. Yes, it is hard to say, how can it be September already? And we'll wake up tomorrow and it'll be November. So.
And then Christmas, the day after.
Any comments on Mr. Croce's report? Okay. Move on to our, my colleagues. If there's anything to report, like we're completely out of fire danger or anything like that.
Negative. But I can go first, though.
You can go first, okay.
I want to talk a little bit about the volunteer flow management program. The river was up till about, was it a week and a half ago? And that was due to, the runoff comes and the runoff goes. If we wouldn't have had a hand from the Southeastern Colorado Water Conservancy District who added 7,000 acre foot to the river would have been down to about what it is now. Well, it's up a little now from the rain, but about 300 feet per second because of the runoff going slow. They added that water 2 different times to keep in that river flowing, which helps our industry. Can't express enough how thankful we are for that. We're in the process right now of finishing up a thank you letter to send to the Southeast Water Conservancy District, thanking them for doing that because it kind of saved the rafting industry this year. We've had drought years where even that wouldn't help the volunteer flow management program, but because of the lack of snowfall. But that actually extended our rafting season to just a week or so ago because of the amount of water in the river, which is pretty awesome. So I want to just publicly thank them here. And like I said, we're sending them a thank you letter as well, just so they're aware of it, how much we appreciate it, because it affects our whole county between the employment, what was talked about a minute ago, the heads and beds, the restaurants, everything, the whole thing comes together. The gas that they buy, everything that they buy here, sales tax and everything else. So thank you to those guys for adding that water to it. It doesn't harm any water users or anything. They ordered the water because they were using it, and it just helped out greatly. So I want to appreciate them. And of course, there's still fire danger. We've been getting a lot of rain, but the trees are still dry. The grass is tall and starting to dry. So you still need to be very careful and diligent. In the west end of our county, they've been getting a lot of flooding and a lot of the roads are washing out, as Mr. Croce mentioned, but there is still fire danger up there, so be very careful and diligent. We don't want to be like the western slope, which is burning up pretty rapidly, so be safe and careful out there. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Bell?
Yes, sir, thank you. So first, I just would like to remind you all that Monday actually is Labor Day already. We're just talking about this September thing. That does mean that county buildings will be closed on Monday. So just happy Labor Day to everyone. Take a day off. Hope that you have a really nice, fun, relaxing day with your family.
Be smart with your fires.
Be smart with your fires, and hopefully it won't rain on Monday, but we'll see. So the other thing I did want to mention is this past Saturday, I had the opportunity to attend an amazing memorial dedication in the city of Florence. So Gene McKinnon, the former fire chief there, was honored by the Florence Fire Department dedicating Fire Station 1 as now the Gene McKinnon Memorial Florence Fire Protection District Station 1, which is a mouthful. But if anyone knew Gene McKinnon, you would know how well-deserved this honor really is. He was born in 1946. He died on Valentine's Day in 2022. He had a full career at what was Ideal Cement, became Wholesome Cement. There were a couple of other names there as well, but he worked there for 38 years. He joined the Florence Volunteer Fire Department in 1975. He served there for almost 47 years, including 22 years as their fire chief. The thing about Gene is he never said no. I used to work for the Daily Record, and we would do a series of stories called Neighbors. He was the one I wanted to do my first Neighbors story on. I had to ask him for probably 3 months straight before he finally said okay. He never wanted public recognition. He was a very quiet, very private, very reserved individual who apparently never slept because he went on every fire call, every ambulance call they ever had, and yet he would show up at 5 o'clock the next morning for work. He was always there. So he was a great community volunteer, which is a tradition currently still being carried on by his wife, Gail. And if you have a chance, stop by that Florence Fire District, Station 1, and look at the beautiful engraved stone that includes a picture of Gene that stands at the entrance. And it was a really beautiful dedication ceremony. And I would just like to publicly thank Gene, although he's been gone for 3 years now, for everything he did for Fremont County. He was just an incredible human being.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that, and a reminder of a great person for our community and the Florence community in particular. As far as my updates go, I was just sitting here thinking as Dwayne was talking, I hope I live long enough and I serve in this capacity long enough to be able to hear him go, "There is no fire danger."
Good luck.
Yeah, not going to happen.
I'll cross my fingers on that.
He's been saying that for 5 years.
I was thinking about updates I could give as far as what's going on up in Denver and how it relates to us here, but they are still in the midst of their stuff that they're doing up in our special session. Just as you are reading reports on it, take much of what you read with a grain of salt. There is a lot of blame going around for why the state is in its current fiscal woes, trying to blame a certain individual in Washington, D.C. for their woes. The fact of the matter is those woes preceded a certain House Resolution 1 that passed after the report that told the state that it was in fiscal woes. So their solutions to fix all this is basically shell game, and we'll see what they come up with at the very end of the day when the end of the day comes for them. So they are still in the midst of special session, and hopefully that will resolve itself even today, or at least today or tomorrow. In any case, next meeting, hopefully we'll have some more clarity on that and we can discuss it in more detail. That being said, we now come to a time in our agenda for citizens who wish to address the commissioners on a matter that is not scheduled on the agenda. Are there any folks in our audience that would wish to address the commissioners? Seeing none. There is no old business, so we move on to new business, and we begin with what is item number 2 on the agenda sheet, but item number 1.
In your hearts.
In our hearts. Okay, thanks. The Kinship Care Proclamation, and we have with us representatives from our Department of Human Services. We have Molly Willard, Jordan, make sure I got all 3 of you here, Jordan Gunter and Amy Maroney, is that right? All right. So please go ahead and share with us if you want to. And which one are you?
This is
Molly.
Molly.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Hi, Molly.
And if you'd like to talk about this and even read the proclamation for us, we'd love to have that done. If you'd like one of us to do it, I'm sure any one of the 3 of us would really be willing to read this for you.
I mean, if you would really like to, you are welcome to, but I'm
It's all
happy to do it
yours.
also.
It is all yours. Yes, thank you.
I also made a few tweaks this year, so if you were looking at last year's and had it memorized, of course, like I'm sure you do, we just had a few of our data change a little bit because we do like to give you guys kind of an idea of what our last year has looked like. Because we kind of want to know how things have been changing, and so much has changed with kinship care in general that I think it's great to recognize how many families really are providing that care to our kids, both in Fremont County as well as other counties, because we don't always have relatives or kin that live close by. So we also do have kinship families that live in other areas of the state as well. But thank you so much for allowing us to come up and just recognize these families, because they do a lot every single day. And so we do like to recognize them every September, and part of the way that we do that is doing our proclamation. Whereas Fremont County is steadfast in its commitment to ensuring the safety, well-being, and stability of all children, including providing supportive homes where children and youth can feel secure, nurtured, and empowered to succeed. And whereas in 2024, the state of Colorado placed 50% of children and youth entering out-of-home care with kinship caregivers, with 47.9% placed with a relative at the outset, and 51% spending time with a relative at some point during their time in state custody. In Fremont County that same year, 78.4% of children entering out-of-home care were initially placed with kinship caregivers. Statewide, children in kinship care were 57% more likely to achieve reunification with their families, and 51% less likely to transition into higher levels of care. Fremont County continues to prioritize relatives and kin for placement whenever possible. And whereas kinship families reside in urban, rural, and suburban neighborhoods across Fremont County, and they often face a multitude of challenges. Therefore, local partnerships among the educational, legal, judicial, law enforcement, social services, mental health, substance recovery, behavioral health, public health agencies, and other systems are important for ensuring access to services that can assist foster children and youth, as well as the relatives and kinship providers with which these children are placed. Local agencies within the aforementioned sectors provide opportunities for families to flourish in all facets of their lives and are crucial to helping these families succeed. Furthermore, Fremont County residents are asked to join in honoring relatives, friends, community members, and all those who step forward out of love and loyalty to take care of at-risk children and youth during times in which their biological parents are unable to do so. And whereas Kinship Care Month provides an opportunity to showcase the accomplishments and countless children and youth throughout Fremont County who, with the unconditional love and support of relatives and kin, have successfully navigated the emotional difficulties that beset the separation from their parents. All Fremont County citizens are encouraged to raise their awareness and understanding of the importance of family connections and the positively familiar environments that kinship families offer for many Fremont County children. Therefore, we ask Fremont County Board of Commissioners to proclaim September 2025 Kinship Care Month in Fremont County.
Molly, thank you so very much for that. I have to tell you, one of my favorite parts of the job is being able to lift up our staff and to know that you're all sitting here in front of us today and understand what your job is, and you do your job so well. Because if you go back again and you look at those numbers at what an amazing job Fremont County is doing of placing kids into kinship care, that is an incredibly impressive number. So the other thing that I was sitting here thinking as you were reading is, just yesterday, I had someone ask me, what is kinship care? I was able to answer that question, and I answered it fully, I believe, and had the opportunity to talk to them about how important it is for families to be able to keep their children in their community, to keep those children in family homes, to have the connections, to be able to stay with brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts and uncles, grandparents sometimes, but to not leave their own community, because the truth is we have few foster families here in Fremont County. And so that means that kinship care becomes even more important for us here in the county. And so to read those numbers and see what an incredible job you guys are doing of keeping our local children local and keeping them with their family. Congratulations to all of you. Job well done. We're really proud of our entire Department of Human Services.
Thank you so much. I did want to mention that also, these guys are definitely going to be our support people for our kinship families. Absolutely, they're their advocates and their go-tos. But really, it is a whole department. It's intake. It's the very first time that they're making any sort of communication with these families, right? That contact. And so it's intake. It's ongoing. So if it didn't work out the first time, it's making sure that if it didn't work out the first time, okay, who's next? Like, who is this other relative that can take these kids, or trying to keep them all together, or at least being able to see each other sometimes, whether it be a blood relative or just somebody that is important to that family or somebody that that child knows. So I think it's, something that I think the department as a whole is really passionate about. So I feel really lucky to get to be a part of it.
I think our entire community feels that passion. And again, I would just say congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just say congratulations as well, and thank you guys for what you do. It can't be an easy task to find those relatives that'll do that, but 78.4% in Fremont County, that's pretty amazing, because I remember a few years ago, it was probably less than half, quite a ways less than half. So good job on that. It's good for those kids, and appreciate all the work that all of you guys do, so thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I apologize for missing the reading, but
She did a really good job.
I'm probably the best ever.
She did.
And of course, I missed it.
But you can watch it.
But I can watch it online along with the millions of folks who are watching live today. But it's always a privilege to have our folks in to talk about this and other topics as it comes up throughout the year. But this is one of those that, I apologize if I'm a broken record here, but we get to brag on our folks out at DHS quite often and quite frequently to our colleagues across the state in the county commissions. And we are very proud of all the work that is done out there, and the numbers reflect that. So thank you all. Anything else?
Got a motion for you, Mr. Chair.
Please.
I move to approve this proclamation and proclaim September in Fremont County Kinship Care Month.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
being here.
Thanks for being here.
Do we want a picture?
Do we need a picture?
I think we need a picture.
All right.
No, that's a no-go for me.
All right, next item on our agenda is a proclamation recognizing National Suicide Prevention Month, proclaiming September 2025 as Suicide Prevention Month in Fremont County. And with us today is Carrie Canterbury, all the way from the table.
The media table, be more specific,
The
Mr.
media
Chair.
table. And
Wearing two
so,
hats today.
Good morning, Carrie.
Hello, good
Morning,
morning.
well, if you'd like to give a explanation or have us read it first, or what would you
If you'd
like?
like to read it first, that'd
Well,
be great, thank you.
Would Commissioner Bell be willing to read that for us?
More than willing,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Please.
This is a National Suicide Prevention Month for September of 2025 proclamation. Whereas Fremont County is home to more than 46,000 people, a place of destination for thousands of visitors annually, and the site of about a dozen state and federal correctional facilities. And whereas the Fremont County coroner reported 26 suicides were investigated in 2023, 3 of which were offenders in the state or federal prison. And whereas 90% of those who died by suicide had a diagnosable mental health condition at the time of their death, according to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And whereas in 2024, suicide was Colorado's 7th leading cause of death and the 2nd leading cause of death for ages 15 through 44. And whereas 54% of Americans have been affected by suicide in some way. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed by the County Commissioners of Fremont County that September 2025 is hereby designated as National Suicide Prevention Month in Fremont County. The County Commissioners do urge all people of Fremont County to become educated on suicide prevention awareness and to support those affected by suicide during this month and throughout the year.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Carrie,
you.
please.
And I provided everybody with a flyer for our walk. So our Fremont County Out of the Darkness Community Walk started after Dalton Cobbler died by suicide in June 2015. He was the Florence High School valedictorian that year and set to attend School of Mines in just a couple of months. His mom, Jessica Cobbler, who's usually up here, she wanted to reach other families with a powerful and heartfelt message of, if it can happen to my family, it can happen to yours. I remember she emailed me probably in 2016 and said, aren't you guys going to do something for Suicide Awareness Month? And I said, what do you want me to do? It's not something we talk about. And she wanted to bring that to light so people can discuss it and learn about it. So for me, I've not lost a loved one by suicide. I'm grateful for that. But I've learned some valuable information and tools for helping other people during my time of volunteering with Jessica. It's important to be prepared when someone comes to you with thoughts of suicide. It's happened to me twice, and thankfully I was prepared to know how to help them. Our walk is September 6th at Centennial Park. Registration is at 9 and the walk starts at 10, but you don't have to walk. Following the walk is our popular silent auction with many items up to bid on to support the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. We also have Sol Vista there. We have an organization that supports veterans. We have National Association of Mental Illness, NAMI, and Heartbeat. It's a group that if you've lost one by suicide, they meet once a month. And we also have, last year it was new, a lady from Pueblo that does rocks. And kids can do, anybody can do a rock. And it's just kind of a neat little memorial, fun thing to do.
So painting on the rocks, is that what they're doing?
Yeah. So she'll be there this year. Lastly, I wanted to remind people of the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. That's 988. So thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
I just want to say thanks for being here, Carrie. Jessica, who used to come, like you said, I think they moved out of the state, so, but I promised her a year ago that we wouldn't stop doing this, so I appreciate that. We've already got it in the calendar for years to come, so as long as we're here, I think it's going to be here. And I think it's something, I personally haven't had any family members or anything that have done it, but I've had some friends and some acquaintances that have committed suicide, and it does touch a lot of people some way or another, and it's, you know, the mental health aspect of it is terrible. So everybody needs to be aware and try to help those folks if you can.
Right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here today in Jessica's absence. It was always wonderful to have her come and to talk about her incredible son, Dalton. One thing I would just like to say quickly is I read a quote once years ago that said, "People are still alive in our memories as long as someone is saying their name." So I think it was very important for her to show up and to talk about Dalton and to show pictures of him. And I think that through all of her work, he continues to live on.
Indeed.
So she's done a really nice job,
Thank
as
you.
well as you have. Thank you for helping
Thank
her all these
you.
years.
I forgot to bring a picture, but I will say his name every single year.
Yes.
So thank you.
And thank you, Carrie. We really appreciate you taking the lead on it this go-around, and we do miss Jessica and send along our regards to her. But the one thing that is probably the most striking to me in this proclamation is that 54% of Americans have been affected by suicide in some way. You look across, you just do the count of this small room of people, and how many of us in this room, statistically, might have been affected by suicide and have it in some nearness to us. And so remember that as we go out into our walk of life, that there are those that are affected by this, and we should be aware. So, thank you, Carrie.
I have a motion.
Please.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve this proclamation naming the month of September of '25 as a National Suicide Prevention Month here in Fremont County.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks again, Carrie. Appreciate that. Next item on our agenda is MS 24-005 Helmick, a minor subdivision creating 2 lots on, is this correct, South 12th Street, Canyon City. And with us, hopefully, is Nate Helmick. There he is. Come on up, sir, and please just present what you got going on.
Good morning, Nate.
Good
Will you
morning.
hit that
Oh, yeah.
front button on there and turn that on?
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you all. Yeah, I'm Nate. The plan here was, bought this property. It's about 6 and so odd acres there in Lincoln Park. And there's a residence on the front side off of 12th Street already, an existing home. I don't know if you can see it there or not, but essentially just taking maybe a third or so of that property off the back for my personal, would like to be my personal residence, to build a home back there, which will be accessible off of Reed Lane. Been working with the planning and zoning department to get everything done that needed to be done, and Three Rocks Engineering for the surveying. So it's pretty much it, pretty cut and dry.
Okay. I was just thumbing through our file. We've mentioned this before in many of these applications and whatnot. When we're up here doing these, we have this massive file that we get to read beforehand and get to thumb through as we're going through this procedure here. What's the total size of the lot and then the size of the 2 lots again?
I think the total overall was like 6.38 or something, and then the new lot on the back side or the east side there is 2 acres.
Okay. All the times I've looked at that satellite view, I've never noticed that big old lot in the middle of all of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's kind of hit.
It
Kind of stands out to you now, though, doesn't it?
does. It's remarkable to me that it's just like it's brand new and it plopped right in there. I never noticed that before.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of hidden back in there. You wouldn't know it's there just by driving by, but.
Sure. There's only one little small part to drive by.
Right.
Okay. Well, any questions for our applicant?
Not at this time.
Okay, well, then we will move to our staff for a staff report. Sir?
All right, hello, everyone.
Morning, Dan.
Minor sub 24005 Helmick, applicant Nate Helmick. The consultant has been Three Rocks. The purpose is to request approval of a minor subdivision that will create a total of 2 lots located at 1226 South 12th Street and to be determined Reed Lane in Canyon City. Lot 1 is proposed to be serviced by City of Canyon City Water, Fremont Sanitation, Black Hills Energy, Atmos Energy, and Spectrum. That is going to be the new lot. Lot 2 is the existing, and it has all of those services. Lot 1 is currently vacant. Lot 2 has a dwelling and outbuildings. The proposed Lot 1 will be 2 acres in size, and the proposed Lot 2 will be 3.035 acres. It exceeds the development requirements for the low-density residential zone district where it's located. Lot 1 will take access on Reed Lane. Lot number 2 has access on South 12th Street. Lot 1 will require some street improvements for a small little stub up to the property line there. So the applicant had requested waivers. We have a topo and soils, a drainage plan, and then originally it was street improvements to Reed Lane, and I'll touch on that one a little bit more and a little bit later. The engineer supported the deferment of the drainage plan. Department of Transportation requested that the end of Reed Lane be improved to the property line with a road-based material. So we have that from FCDOT. Building Department has no issues. Originally, Canyon City Fire, they had stated the project would require the addition of a fire hydrant to meet criteria outlined in the International Fire Code. And in lieu of adding a fire hydrant, the fire district would accept a residential fire suppression system installed on the proposed Lot 1. And the applicant had originally requested to install a fire suppression system in the residence on Lot 1 instead of a hydrant. That'll be a little bit more discussion. This was actually kind of a fun application to go through and work through the steps. So the City of Canyon City had originally submitted a letter that a water service contract will be need to be completed before a water tap application is signed off on. And then the Sand District had issued a letter. Their sanitary sewer service installation to the proposed Lot 1 will require a sanitary sewer line to discharge to the existing sanitary main located in Reed Lane. Sanitary sewer service installation shall be in compliance with the district's rules and regs and performed by somebody certified. There is existing sanitary sewer infrastructure along the southeast subdivision boundary. Easement to access and maintain the existing public sewer infrastructure shall be dedicated. That's been taken care of. The Fremont Sand District will require a lock to be added to the existing gate on Reed Lane if it's going to remain in place. And the Sand District would like the opportunity to coordinate during the design, permitting, construction, upgrade of the end of Reed Lane to the property when FCDOT is involved. So Sand District had a couple of requests on that. So I'm going to let you know what our original recommended approval was, and then I'm going to get into like a PC overview of the discussions that occurred. So originally, recommend approval with the waiver request number 1 for the topo and soils. We had recommended contingencies of a water service contract and allow the Sand District to place a lock on the gate so they'd have access. And we had come up with some conditions of adding a plat note that at the time of development, a fire suppression system must be installed in the residential structure, or a fire hydrant must be installed to Lot 1. Allow the Sand District to coordinate with FCDOT, recommend improvements on Reed Lane. And for waiver request number 2, a note on the plat stating at the time of development, the drainage plan will be completed and approved by our engineer. And waiver number 3, it's already been addressed, but we didn't have a letter stating that they wanted to withdraw that waiver. So waiver number 3, we didn't support not having improvements to that stub of Reed Lane. So with that being said, if I haven't confused you yet, let me get to this. During Planning Commission, this is one of the rare instances where we actually had some discussion. It came up, and we kind of negotiated our way through to make this a better project, I think. So the Planning Commission, waiver request number 1, they supported. My original contingencies, Travis, who wrote the water letter from Canyon City, actually said that he kind of felt he should have reworded that letter and it wasn't really needed at that time. But we had provided it as a contingency because that was the reference in the letter that we had gotten, kind of deal. During our discussion with about the Sand District placing a lock on the gate, PC supported that recommendation, and the applicant agreed to allow a lock on the gate and stated that in the future the gate may be removed so access won't be an issue. But let's say it remains, the applicant supports a lock on there that the Sand District has access to. For the conditions, I originally had recommended a fire hydrant over a suppression system. Discussion came up, Planning Commission was wondering if I had the authority to pick one when both were recommended. But that opened up discussion with the applicant that when he finally tries to develop, a hydrant may be the better option versus the fire suppression system. So we have a draft of a plat with plat language stating that either a hydrant or a fire suppression system. So when they apply for a permit, they're going to have to show us one or the other, and it gives greater flexibility moving forward to what's better for the applicant. And then the Sand District and FCDOT, they're wondering what would trigger those two to coordinate. So we have another plat note that the applicant, that at the time of development, the Sand District and FCDOT must coordinate. So if a building permit is submitted, we have a plat note that will trigger my department to reach out to those two agencies and see if the improvements have been done and if everyone's satisfied with it. So there's nothing that's going to get lost in the wash moving forward. It's just a little unique. And then waiver request number 2, note on the plat stating the drainage plan is required at the time of development. That's become pretty standard for us, so not a big issue. And that waiver number 3, PC agreed that since we already have a plat note that FCDOT is going to be involved at the time of development, that waiver is not needed. So my original recommendations of waiving number 1, the contingency, we can either keep or not keep the water service contract, and then we have a gate on that lock, and then we actually have a draft with all 3 of the conditions already met. Did I confuse everyone?
You mean a lock on the gate, not a
Yes.
gate on the lock,
Oh,
right?
I understood.
That's why you smirked. Thank you, sir. Yes, a gate on the lock. So,
You said it.
A lock,
I knew I was going to confuse somebody. Apparently, it was myself. Yeah, so this is a pretty good project. It was just kind of unique, and we had a bit of discussion, which prompted some of this explanation, which
Yeah,
may have made this worse.
This is not the typical minor subdivision for us. A few different things, obviously, that we're addressing here. Any questions for Mr. Victoria?
I have none.
not a question, a comment though. I would just say, this is a little bit different. There's a lot more here than we typically are looking at with a minor subdivision. So I would just thank you and the applicant both for kind of working your way through all of these issues and being able to come to an agreement on most of this.
We are trying to find what works the best for both parties. So it isn't typical, but rather than bringing everything to you after Planning Commission, I wanted to let you know what the ask was and let you know how we got there. So maybe I provided too much info, I don't know.
No, I think that's
No,
great. Thank you.
I think under the circumstances, that's what we needed to see.
You can never have too much information on a county application.
Oh, God.
Well, maybe.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Helmut, to add in?
No, it's just, like Mr. Victoria said,
it was a long process, but I feel like we worked it out and worked through it, and, yeah, it's for the best interest of both, the county and myself, so, appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you, sir. All right, who wants to tackle this motion?
I'll go for it. I'm going to move to approve minor subdivision 24-005 for Helmick with a waiver for the topo and soils information, request granted. Contingencies will be provide a water contract and allow Fremont Sanitation District to lock on the gate, or gate on the lock, however you want to say that, Dan. And the conditions that need to be met are add a note on the plat for time of development for either a fire suppression system installed in the residential structure or a fire hydrant installed on lot 1. Allow sanitation district to coordinate with Fremont DOT. This will also be a note on the plat with Fremont County DOT to recommend improvements to Reed Lane, and a note on the plat stating that at the time of the development, a drainage plan and report will be completed.
I'll second.
That is all.
Sounds like we got everything?
I think so.
All right. Well, in that case, it has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
I was ready
Aye.
for that.
A little eager, aren't we?
A little bit.
All right.
At least we got everyone smiling.
Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is a temporary use permit, 25-005 for Royal Gorge Rumble.
Let's
And-
get ready to rumble. That's probably a
Let's
trademark.
get
I can't say that.
ready to
It's trade
There you
zone,
go.
trademark though. I better be careful.
rumble. And your name?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Vicki Meyer. I'm a
Vicki.
local resident. I serve on the board for Fremont Adventure Recreation. I also coach the high school mountain bike team here in Canyon City.
Great.
But today I'm here to represent the Colorado High School Cycling League. They are based out of Boulder, Colorado. Been providing high school mountain bike races for 16 years throughout the state. Originally, they had asked if I would spearhead getting a local race here for them in 2026. They lost one of their race venues in January, asked if I could hurry up and put together an event here at the Royal Gorge Ranch and Resort. We've been looking at that for 2 years, working on course design, and in January, I was asked to have the course ready for October. I'm very proud that this local community in 4 months built and approved 6-mile race course on the ranch. It's completely contained on the Royal Gorge Ranch and Resort. We're requesting approval on a temporary use permit to have approximately 800 to 900 high school students, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, to compete here in Canyon City. Really proud at the thought of how much money this is going to be as an economic boost to this community after rafting season is over. We plan probably every campground full on 8 Mile. Bringing kids here from South Dakota, New Mexico, Colorado, and Wyoming here to compete. This league has went from racing 100 kids in one day to racing almost 2,000 kids in 4 race days.
Wow.
We are completely self-contained. I represent the league as their chief course marshal, responsible for safety, security, medical response in these events. We employ our own security personnel to help with traffic control, security. We also employ our own medical response. We have 6 medical staff members to provide our own medical care. We've been working for a few months, I know, with Dan to get this permit in place, and believe now we've met all the requirements for the permit. And today here to ask your approval to have this event. Our local team will be competing here. A lot of people don't know that Colorado has 100 high schools with mountain biking teams. Very competitive. A lot of high schools have bigger mountain bike teams than football teams. And we're almost getting that way here in Canyon City. So today I'm just here to request your approval to go ahead and have this event in October.
Wow. Okay. Great. Any questions?
Not at this time.
Yeah, I've got one. Okay. So this is happening at the same time as the rim to rim race, right? So County Road 3A is going to be very busy.
Correct.
Along with the normal traffic that goes up there. You guys are not going to be on 3A at all except to get to the park, to the ranch?
Yes, we are aware on Saturday. Our event will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Rim to Rim run is Saturday. We've been in contact for a few months now with Mary Yang, their race director, to coordinate traffic control. We've been working with CDOT and the Fremont County Sheriff's Department, and not only with them, but our own 5 security officers to help with traffic flow. The race is only using 3A to get into the Royal Gorge Ranch and Resort. We're completely contained on our race inside the fences. We will have our security personnel out there helping direct traffic up to the rim-to-rim race at the gorge. And it should only affect a lot of traffic flow on 3A for about 2 hours on Saturday morning.
As long as they don't ride their bikes back to the campground or
They do
something,
not.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they are not, on our
Okay.
events, high school students are not allowed
Okay, good.
to be on their bikes on any public roads.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Report from our staff, Mr. Victoria.
All right, TUP 25-005 Royal Gorge Rumble, located at 4218 County Road 3A in Canyon City. We've got Vicki here. I've been talking a whole lot with John Hutchinson. Very, very responsive applicant, which is pretty amazing. If we sent anything to him, he had a response back pretty quick. It was a great experience. So requesting approval of a temporary use permit for a cross-country mountain bike race on October 3rd through 5th. The event is scheduled to take place at the Royal Gorge Ranch and Resort. They will host approximately 25 teams, 350 to 400 student athletes per day, and an expected spectators of 1,100 up to 1,125 over the 2-day period. So it's not just going to be the athletes, a bunch of people coming and cheering along and supporting everyone. So it seems like it's going to be a heck of an event. So let's see here. Setup is going to be October 3rd with race days October 4th and 5th. Hours are going to be 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Signage will be only within the course. Refuse is handled through Twin Enviro. Crowd control is ACE Security. The only off-site impacts is going to be the traffic coming and going on 3A, but we all know that is extremely high volume road anyways. So standard traffic. Potable water will be by Geem Trucking. We will have, they will have 16 chemical portable toilets, 1 ADA chemical portable toilet, and 3 hand washing stations. There will be a food truck involved with this that has licensing. No road closures anticipated. Parking will be completely contained within the property. They have insurance for the event. For comments received, Canyon City Fire Protection District, they ask that there is one individual be charged with the duty to receive, interpret, deliver, and/or take appropriate action for local emergency notifications via Fremont County Everbridge. So they want one point of contact person designated, so that way it's clear messaging in the event that, fire, police, ambulance is needed. Environmental health, there is a chemical toilet application submitted, and providing it's approved, building department can release it. Fremont County Department of Transportation, ensure that no roadways are blocked. They want to maintain line of sight for vehicles and pedestrians and have it not be impeded, and that all trash is contained and cleaned during and after the event. So those are the comments we've received. We have 2 waiver requests, and one is the roadway impact analysis, which FCDOT supported, and the waiver of a surety bond. So 2 waivers with there. So with all this being said, planning and zoning recommends approval of waiver number 1, roadway impact, waiver number 2, surety bond, and recommends approval of the chemical toilet. Conditions would be appoint 1 individual to be the point person for local emergency notifications, ensure no roadways are blocked, line of sight for vehicles and pedestrians is not impeded, and all trash be contained and cleaned during and after the event.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Victoria?
No.
I'm having a hard time finding the staff report in our materials, so it's okay. I just need to clarify something here.
Yes, ma'am.
Conditions include the point person in case of emergencies.
Yes.
No blockages on the roadways.
Yes.
Line of sight to be maintained at all times.
Yep, for vehicles or pedestrians.
Okay, and the fourth was, I'm sorry.
FCDOT's recommendation that trash is cleaned up after the event.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You got the 2 waivers?
Yes,
Okay.
all right.
And the chem toilet.
And the chemical
And
toilet,
chem
yeah.
toilet, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think
Okay.
I got it.
Well, oh, and
Your microphone.
since we had John listed as our speaker today, just if we could get you to fill out a sheet so we have your name and spelling, et cetera. There-
John is located in Boulder, so it's a lot easier for him to.
You need your microphone.
Oh, yes, microphone, please.
Yeah, John is located in Boulder. We work closely together, and it was a lot easier for me to attend the meeting.
Well, thank you for being here. We
Yes.
Absolutely.
appreciate your attendance. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Chair, I do have a motion when you're prepared.
Please, go ahead.
All right. I move to approve TUP 25-005 for the Royal Gorge Rumble, which I love the name of, by the way. This is a temporary use permit for a cross-country mountain bike race on October 3rd through 5th to take place at the Royal Gorge Ranch and Resort at 4218 County Road 3A in Canyon City. This approval does include waivers of the roadway impact analysis report as well as the surety bond. It does include the approval of chemical toilets. It does include 4 conditions, the first being a point person for all emergencies, the second being no blockages of the roadway at any time, the third, maintaining line of sight for pedestrians and vehicles, and the fourth is that all trash must be cleaned up and removed after the event.
Good job. Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
That's
come
gonna
up-
be a great
Come up and
event.
spectate. It's an amazing, amazing event to see.
Thank you for working so hard to bring that to Fremont County.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on our agenda. Secure Transportation Service License and Permit for Gold Ride LLC. For these, we typically turn to our intrepid attorney for a brief explanation.
These are licenses and permits for behavioral health transportation services. The licenses are good for a period of 3 years. The permits are for each individual vehicle. This is a Type B license, no physical restraint authorized, and a Type 2 vehicle, which is no barrier between the driver and passenger. The vehicle license is good for 1 year, renewable yearly, and hopefully we have figured out how to draft these so they are easier for the board to move properly to
Thank you.
approve.
Yes.
Much appreciated,
Only
especially since Dwayne is always the one who has to make it.
Yes, and I can't get it to open for some reason. Tony's got it locked in it. My machine won't open it. So are you ready?
Yeah,
Ready for a motion?
please.
I move that we approve a license and a permit for Gold Ride LLC. The license is good for 3 years. The permit is good for a year. It is for a 2023 Honda CRV.
And those 3-year and 1-year dates will begin today, August 26th.
Correct.
Okay, I'll second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner McFall.
Aye.
Commissioner Bell.
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Last item on our agenda, renumbered number 6, is reappointment of Brian Rupp to the Fremont County Board of Appeals with the term expiring August 1, 2028. Who would like to tackle that one?
I can handle it,
Okay.
I think. Mr. Chair, I first would like to say Fremont County just could not manage without our volunteers. We have so many folks who volunteer on so many different boards for us here in the county. We appreciate each and every one of them. We do, however, wait for a letter of them asking us to appoint. We don't just choose people and appoint them at random. So that means we do have a letter from Mr. Rupp asking for reappointment to the Fremont County Board of Appeals. I think Brian does a really great job for the county on the boards that he serves on. So with that, Mr. Rupp, I move to, Mr. Chair, I move to reappoint Brian Rupp to the Fremont County Board of Appeals with a term that will expire on August 1st of 2028.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Bell?
Aye.
Commissioner McFall?
Aye.
Commissioner Grantham?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And with that, we have no public hearings scheduled for today, and therefore we are adjourned.
If we did have public hearings,